So sabi dito sa balita, sa pag-archive ng impeachment case laban kay Sara Duterte ng Senado, yung katanungan mga kababayan kung sino nga ba si Mary Grace Piatos, pinagkaitan ng ating mga senador ng due process ay ang taong bayan na sumisigaw po ng accountability. Malamang luto nga. Kasi yung mga speeches nila po, ready na. Ready yung mga speeches nila. Hindi man yun magawa, mga kababayan, only during the time na nag-session sila kagabi. Ready na yung kanilang mga speeches for a no vote.
Lies, the issue on accountability and the rule of law, that to me is something that amounts to public distraction and the main focus
sa ating Korte Suprema ay pag-overstep po sa power po, sa exclusive power.
Nagpapagang mga balita at pagtalakay sa mga isyu na lipungan. Bulsa! Opinyon, banat at paglalantad sa katotohanan. Bulsa! What you see is what you get. You decide.
Kayo po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas, Bicolano vlogger, broadcast journalist from Albay. So sabi dito sa balita, sa pag-archive ng impeachment case laban kay Sara Duterte ng Senado, yung katanungan mga kababayan kung sino nga ba si Mary Grace Piatos ay patuloy. Hindi lang yung si Mary Grace Piatos, ang dami pang mga chichirya mga kababayan ng naging beneficiaries ng confidential funds ni Sara Duterte ang remain bilang isang misteryo. Kung ano nga ba ang pagkatao nitong mga pangalan ng mga chichirya. Ano talaga ang nakabalot sa kwento sa pagkatao nitong si Mary Grace Piatos, sabi rito. Who is Mary Grace Piatos? Questions linger as Senate at archives impeachment versus Sara Duterte. Gustong ibaon ang mga kababalaghan nitong mga Duterte senators, mga kababayan. Imbes na bigyan ng pagkakataon si Sara na ma-defend, malinis ang kanyang sarili, ang ginawa ng mga senador. Ibinaon. Gusto ng mga senador, kalimutan na lang ito. Wala silang interes on the alleged misuse in malversation of DepEd and OBB funds, confidential funds, na isa sa 7 articles of impeachment against Duterte, including the alleged spending of 125 million in confidential funds in just 11 days. Pero sabi po ni Congressman Joel Chua, isa sa mga House prosecutors, sa press con kanina, hindi tayo magpapatinag sa angarin natin na ipagpatuloy ang hustisya at pananagutan. Sa akin lamang po, ang pinagkaitan ng ating mga senador ng due process ay ang taong bayan na sumisigaw po ng accountability. Bagamat ganun ang nangyari, hindi pa naman po tapos ang laban. Dahil pending pa rin po ang ating inihaing motion for reconsideration sa Korte Suprema, sabi po niya sa interview. We respect niya, former Congressman, now Senator Marcoleta, but this was more than 1/3 of the vote signed. In all the processes were followed based on what is in the Constitution, in the House rules on impeachment. Wala kaming nakikitang dahilan para sabihin niyang hilaw. Tama po. Paano naging hilaw ang isa impeachment case na in-endorse ng napakaraming mga congressmen? 215 ang pumirma mga kababayan. May humabol pa nga. I think 250 na lahat. So ibig sabihin ba, itong pinirmahan ng napakaraming mga congressmen, hilaw, pagkatapos yung kanilang motion to dismiss lang hindi nangyari, na dinesisyonan nila in just one session ng Senado. Luto yon, malamang luto nga. Kasi yung mga speeches nila po, ready na. Ready yung mga speeches nila. Hindi man yun magawa, mga kababayan, only during the time na nag-session sila kagabi. Ready na yung kanilang mga speeches for a no vote. Yun ang luto. Niluto nila. Mas masama nga po ang ibig sabihin ng luto na kaysa sa hilaw pa. Ang hilaw pa, nakitaan nila ng pagkahilaw kulang sa pagkaluto. Isa na tumulong sila sa pagluluto, mga kababayan, para lang malaman ng mga kababayan, ang ating mga mamamayang Pilipino, ano ba talaga, totoo ba talaga ang akusasyon? Ang ginawa nila, pinigil para malaman ng mga mamamayang Pilipino na kanilang pinaglilingkuran sana. Kaya lang baliktad, hindi sila naglilingkod para sa ating mga mamamayang Pilipino. Proud sila na maglingkod kay Sara. Yan ang masama doon. O ito po yung press con kanina.
Cheese Escudero kahapon na slamming yung mga ex-justices na nakikriticize sa ruling ng SC laban sa impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Sila raw kasi yung pumigil dati ng impeachment ni retired CJ Davide based on the same grounds. Magkaiba lang yung pangalan ng ini-impeach. Sabi po niya, ang pinag-uusapan, yung mga maestradong nagkukwestiyon na retirado na bumoto sila pabor doon, subalit ngayon, tila nag-iba na ng posisyon. Ano ang pinagkaiba? Kung meron man, klaro ang pinagkaiba. Ang pinagkaiba, iba ang pangalan ng nasasakdal. Ano pong masasabi nyo rito? Highlight po, nagbago yung posisyon dahil lang sa pangalan. And ano po ba yung stand nyo dito? Na may mga nagsasabi nga na dahil si VP Sara yung center of yung impeachment ngayon. Stand nila.
Alam po ninyo, hindi lang naman yung mga dating mga maestrado ang nagsalita eh. Pati yung UP College of Law nagsalita, ang PhilConsa nagsalita. Iba't ibang mga legal luminaries nagsalita na po dito. Kami po, maliwanag naman po kung ano ang nakalagay sa ating saligang batas. Sabi po dito, ang House ang may exclusive power to initiate impeachment complaint. Ang Senado ang may sole power to try and decide. Papasok lamang po ang Korte Suprema kung may issue po ng grave abuse of discretion. Yun lamang po ang nag-iisang issue kung saan papasok po. So, sa amin pong paniniwala, maliwanag po ito at hindi naman po pwedeng masabi na nagkaroon ng grave abuse of discretion dahil ang House po sa pag-initiate po namin dito ng impeachment complaint ay niresolba lamang namin po. Sinunod lamang po namin kung ano po yung mga nakasaad tungkol sa dating mga desisyon po ng Supreme Court. So, ito po maliwanag na interpretation, kaya ako po wala po akong nakikita na problema.
And sir, sa ano lang po, may last question na lang po. Sa panig po, since yun nga medyo, kumbaga tagilid nga po itong impeachment sa ngayon, sa panig po ng House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, may mga magiging hakbang po ba yung inyong komite para kahit papaano, hindi man sa paraang impeachment, ay mailatag nyo pa rin yung mga ebidensya, yung mga iba nyo pang nakalap dito nga sa issue kay Vice President Duterte?
Well, kagaya po ng binabanggit ko po kanina, na ngayon po nasa process pa lamang po kami ng pagbubuo ng mga house, ng mga committee membership. So, hindi pa po namin napag-uusapan kung ano po yung mga susunod na hakbang na gagawin po namin.
Thank you, Mela. Next is Tina Panganiban Perez from GMA 7.
Good afternoon po, Kongs. Ang sabi po ng ilang senators, yung articles of impeachment ay pamumulitika lamang, na ito ay anti-Vice President Sara Duterte.
I think we should not look at it in that on that lens, no. It's very clear that the beating heart of the rule of law is to hold public officials accountable to his or her actions. The family name is just accidental. Alam po natin yan, at kailangan po as public officers, we need to make ourselves accountable, no? Huwag ho nating gawin na rason ang isang opisina o isang pamilya o isang influence para takasan po yung accountability na sinasabi. And all of these things na sinasabi nilang pamumulitika, they themselves are the ones using politics as a means to obstruct the real focus of this case, of this discussion, which is holding a particular officer accountable. These are all distractions. So let's focus po, para sa akin, let's focus on the allegations that were presented and evidence that are to be presented by the defense. Dahil I think we deserve, the country and the people deserves to know the truth. Regardless whether ito man ay isang membro na isang political family or not, these are just accidentals. What is important is, number one, to maintain transparency, accountability in every public actions that we do as public officers.
Kung pinayagan lamang po kami ng Senado na mailatag yung mga ebidensya sa impeachment trial at wala po kaming napatunayan, siguro po pwede po nating masabi na ito'y pamumulitika lamang. Pero kung yun po ay pinayagan po nila. Pero hanggang ngayon po, hindi po nila pinapayagan at lahat po ng klase ng taktik ay na-experience po namin. So sa amin pong pananaw, masasabi po natin na ito'y pamumulitika lamang kung nabigyan kami ng pagkakataon maipaliwanag ito.
Kong Chua, ano na pong next for the prosecution panel? Meron po bang possibility ng oral arguments and are you preparing for that?
Yun po ay sa Solgen at yun po ang hinihingi po namin na sana po mabigyan po ng pagkakataon na magkaroon po ng oral argument para po yung mga question na like error of facts ay maitama po.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tina. Rose Cas from UNTV is now recognized.
Good afternoon po, Kongs. Kahapon po sa explanation ng vote ni SP Escudero dun sa pag-archive po ng articles of impeachment, he said, to the House of Representatives, I say, do not allow yourselves to be used for the blind hatred and ambition of a few who did these things, haphazardly, gravely abused their discretion and violated due process rights under the Constitution as found by the High Court itself. In spite of all this, you expect everyone to roll over in obedience. When we did not, you move hell and high water to destroy personalities, malign reputations, and tarnish institutions. To these people, I say this, the Senate is not your playground to run after your political enemies. We are not an accomplice in any grand scheme. Your reaction po?
First of all, we do not want to make the Senate as our playground to initiate our grand scheme. It is based on what the Constitution obliges us to do. And we follow the rules, what the Constitution has dictated upon us, that to initiate the impeachment is a sole and exclusive power of the House. If there are allegations that warrant an impeachment proceedings, then the Senate should immediately act on it. No, again, during the voting last night in the Senate, there are members in the Senate with different political persuasions, and it's okay to vote on either pro or anti. That's initially what we expect them to do, but to make it as a reason to make it as a reason to trivialize the issue on accountability and the rule of law, that to me is something that amounts to public distraction, and the main focus really is about holding a public officer accountable to his or her action. So ang akin pong palagay sa akin, hindi po natin ginagawa ito dahil gusto natin manggulo sa Senado. Ginagawa ho natin ito para maging faithful ho tayo at compliant kung ano po ang sinabi sa Constitution pagdating po sa mga impeachable officers.
The Supreme Court, in its initial impeachment ruling, declared unconstitutional the articles of impeachment. And yesterday, the Senate decided to the articles of impeachment against the Vice President. So two big institutions decided against the House of Representatives. What is your next strategy? Kailangan bang may recalibration sa pag-exact ng against the Vice President amidst the corruption allegations against her?
For now, ang inaantay po natin ay madesisyonan yung MR. Pag natapos yan, pag nadesisyonan ng MR, doon lamang po kami mag-uusap-usap kung ano po yung susunod na magiging hakbang po namin.
If the Supreme Court decides with finality na yung articles of impeachment ay unconstitutional, what will be your reaction? Will you adhere? Will you abide by the decision court if it decides with finality?
Siyempre, gagalangin po natin ng Korte Suprema ako po bilang abogado and officer of the court. But it does not follow na hindi po kami gagawa ng aksyon. So, lahat naman po ng paggalang sa kataas-taasang hukuman ay ating pong ibinibigay. Maski po sa mga Senado.
So, nakita ninyo? Refined ang pananalita ng ating mga congressmen. Mataas yung binibigay na pagrespeto. Wala kang marinig na pambabastos mula sa bibig ng ating mga congressmen. Nabastosin yung Supreme Court, bastosin yung mga senador. Whereas makikita ninyo ang pag-uugali ng mga senador. Lalo itong mga kaalyado, mga kababayan ng mga Duterte. Napakababastos ang bibig. Talagang hawa-hawa talaga po ng ugaling walang modo.
Abogado po, pero ako rin nagbabasa-basa na rin din ho ako eh. Even the Supreme Court, nung decision po na penned by Justice Laurel, ang Angara versus Electoral Commission, sinabi po dun sa decision na yun that each branch of the government is supreme within its own sphere. Ibig sabihin, if the House of Representatives has given by the Constitution the exclusive right to initiate impeachment proceedings, including adopting its own rules, then that also a way reinforced by that decision, yung Angara versus Electoral Commission. And so the MR, yung motion for reconsideration, it's not an act of disobedience. It is by also it's also a legal remedy that is provided under the Constitution by way of due process. So we are exhausting all legal remedies in order for us to exert what we have trying to present before the court. And number two, it's also a sign of fidelity to the Constitution, because the Constitution says that the sole power and exclusive power to initiate impeachment is in the House of Representatives. Unfortunately, nasabi naman ho ito ng spokesperson ng impeachment at na-explain naman din ho ito ng mga ilang abogado. Yung naging ruling po ng Supreme Court, that's why we filed for a MR, is number one, there's also an addition to the requirement. This is also something that is not nadagdagan dun sa previous po nung Davide case na sinabi ng Constitution. So there are also additional requirement which to us should be within the sphere within the sphere of the House as its exclusive powers according to the Constitution. I think that's why the MR was filed by the legal team of the House.
Thank you, Rose. Marian Enriquez from TV5.
Good afternoon po. Chair, may statement, Kongs, may statement po si Speaker Martin Romualdez earlier. Sabi po niya, quote, the filing of the complaint was not rushed. What was rushed, remarkably, was its burial. Ano po muna ang komento niyo dito, and lalo na may pending MR? What was rushed daw, remarkably, was its burial, yung pagbabaon nung reklamo. Sabi ni Speaker, kasi di ba sinasabi po, minadali daw dito yung ni-railroad daw ang impeachment complaint dito, pero...
Siguro, we will just take the statement of the Speaker as it is, di ba? So, kung yun naman po talaga yung obserbasyon ng nakararami. In fact, yung salitang forthwith nga, masyado na maraming interpretasyon na inabot eh. Kaya yan, naging t-shirt na lang ni Ryan. Kaya, so, well, yun po talaga yung yun po yung talagang obserbasyon ng nakararami. Ang po minadali sa amin pong paniniwala ay actually hindi rin naman minadali dahil ang tagal bago na desisyonan eh. February pa lang hanggang ngayon pa lang na-actionan, but just the same, ganun din pala yung bagsak.
Sa akin, kung titingnan mo yung initial na pinagdidiscussan yung forthwith, medyo nagkaroon ng dami-daming interpretasyon to. Sinabi naman to ng aking kaibigan. Medyo tumagal. But you cannot also compare that to what happened in the Senate. When the Constitution says forthwith, when the transmittal was being done, when they have already received the complaints, the verified impeachment complaints, the Senate should immediately forthwith convene as an impeachment court. But it came out as a surprise to many, even to legal luminaries, that that word was subject to different interpretations, leading to the delay of the convening of the impeachment court. But it's also in a very opposite contrast if you compare that to what happened yesterday, when they swiftly acted to archive the impeachment, despite the fact that there is no definitive judicial conclusion, because there is still a pending MR. So naturally, the Speaker, as a lawyer and as a citizen, you would have also to notice this, no, and to balance it out, yung action ng Senate and the action that they have made previously and the action that they have made in last night's decision. At gusto ko lang po ding i-highlight ito, no, yung sinasabi po nilang pag-disobedience, pag-disrespect sa Supreme Court na ginawa po ng House of Representatives. Gusto ko lang pong sabihin, when it is convenient to them, nirerespeto nila ang Supreme Court. Remember, the Supreme Court also says that the time when the Philippines was still a signatory to the Rome Statute, prior to its withdrawal, lahat po ng allegations ay sakop at nasa jurisdiction ng ICC. But they did not respect that. But now, they are respecting the Supreme Court to a point of archiving the impeachment complaint, despite the fact that the Supreme Court has yet to make its decision with finality. So, tatanong ko rin, ano ba ang respeto when it is convenient for you, when it is politically expedient for you? Let's call spade spade. Kami po, nirerespeto namin ang Supreme Court, and most importantly, our Constitution is our compass, is our guiding light. That's why we maintain our position that what is provided under the Constitution, in order for one party to exhaust legal remedies, we did that by virtue of filing for an MR. At hindi po yun disobedience. That is fidelity to the rule of law and fidelity to the Constitution as our guiding light.
Sir, meron pong statement si retired SC Justice Adolf Azcuna. Sinabi niya, okay naman daw po what the Senate did. Archiving is better as tabling can still lead to dismissal when the matter is revived the next day. So, ibig sabihin, kumbaga, sabi po niya, archiving makes it safe from dismissal in the meantime. Your comments po, Chair Chua.
Well, it is better than dismissing the impeachment complaint in its entirety. But sa amin naman po, sana inantay muna na maging final and executory na.
That is better. But what's best dapat is to lay on the table yung motion ni Senator Soto, because that would give less trouble for the Senate to retrieve the impeachment complaint. Kasi para siyang unfinished business. And they can always go back to it with that. Even, I don't know what's the ruling in the Supreme Court or how they're in the Senate, in procedure nila. That would always, at any time, can be taken up again, but on the floor. But to archive it, to put that into a voting with plenary action, that makes it more difficult to retrieve, because the motion to retrieve would still be subject for votation. And let's wait for the Senate. If and when Supreme Court reverse its decision, then the Senate will be under scrutiny ng taong bayan kung ano magiging action nila. The best, I guess, kung gusto lang nila is hindi muna natin pagdiskussan ito kasi wala pang finality. Kasi meron ding feeling ko merong admission ng ganun eh. In a way, hindi man lang nila sinabi. Kasi the fact that they have amended the previous motion from dismissal to retrieve na lang, that's in a way an evidence of acceptance that yes, wala pang finality ito. That's why nila archive nila. So I guess it would be easier for the Senate to go back again to that discussion kung lay on the table lang siya. I mean, I'm talking about procedure.
Vegas from Politico. Please proceed.
Magandang hapon po. Kung tatanong ko lang, sabi po ni Senator Marcoleta, hilaw daw po yung impeachment. Tapos kine-question niya rin po yung pagpasok dun sa order of business.
Paano po niya masasabing naging hilaw ito? Ano po ang dahilan kung bakit niya masasabi na hilaw ito? Ito po'y pinagbotohan ng more than 1/3 ng mga miyembro. So, hindi naman, nire-respeto po natin yung dati namin pong kasama. Pero sa amin pong paniniwala, lahat naman po ng mga steps para ma-file ang impeachment ay sinunod po namin. Alinsunod po sa Francisco at sa Gutierrez ruling. At base rin po sa House rules at base rin po sa ating saligang batas.
Hinog na hinog eh. Yung 200 plus na pumirma, para sa amin hinog na hinog.
Kung sakasakali po na na hindi na i-reverse ng Supreme Court yung decision, yung unang decision nila, will it be hard po na mag-file ng bagong impeachment kay VP Sara? Dahil may may mga new requirements na nilagay yung Supreme Court. Mahihirapan po dahil pinahirapan po ng, with all due respect sa ating Korte Suprema, yung magiging steps po ay medyo mahirap na po. Kaya, actually po, sa totoo lang nakalagay po dun sa ating saligang batas, Congress shall promulgate its rules. So dapat po, ang nagbibigay po o naglalagay po ng alituntunin, dapat po ang Kongreso. Kasi ang ginamit po na word doon ay shall. Ibig sabihin po ng shall, mandatory. Kaso dito po, sa bago pong inilahad ng ating korte, kung saan nagdagdag po ng ilang mga parameters o steps para po may akyat ang impeachment, mas magiging mahirap na po. At pangalawa po, sa akin pong paniniwala, ito po ay, of course, again, with all due respect sa ating Korte Suprema, ay pag-overstep po sa power po, sa exclusive power po ng Kongreso to initiate impeachment complaint.
At saka may mga buhay naman din po ng mga framers, member po ng 1986 Constitutional Commission. At sinasabi nila the intention really to make it easier in plain English doon sa Article 11 yun, the impeachment, no? Article 11, to make it more understandable and easier for ordinary people to comprehend, ay may intention po yan to make it faster, to make it easier. Yung forthwith sinabi, it does not only speak about the procedural matters that it should be taken, it also speaks about when an issue of impeachment is laid down, it is also speaks about the urgency of the matter.
KMA News Online. Please proceed.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, yung action ba ng Senate last night could be interpreted na okay lang sa kanila na nawawala yung 612 million and okay lang sa kanila na the Vice President is threatening to kill the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker. Yun ba yung message ng Senate dun sa action nila?
Thank you very much for that question kasi it brought us back to where the real center of this discussion should be, and that is accountability. Ako sa akin, there's no way for us to say otherwise as you have laid out your question, no? Kasi the evidence does not support the opposite. What it supports is that exact claim and exact question that you have posed. At hindi lang ikaw nagtatanong niyan, ang buong taong bayan.
So ang ibig sabihin mga kababayan, okay na sa Senado, magbanta kayo na magbanta. O di itry ninyong bantaan si Chis Escudero at lahat ng 19 mga senador. Tingnan natin kung hindi sila magre-react. Kasi kung okay kay Sara Duterte, para sa kanila, gusto nilang palusutin eh. Ang pagbantaan yung ating Pangulo, papatayin, kumontrata na no joke, si Lisa Marcos pati si Martin Romualdez, anong dahilan para sila magalit? Kung sila ngayon ang pagbantaan ng sinumang mga mamamayan na nagagalit sa kanila dahil sa kanilang naging aksyon dito sa impeachment case laban sa Vice Presidente na ang laman ng Article 1 ng impeachment ay mismong yung tungkol sa pagbabanta ni Sara na papatayin yung ating Pangulo. So in effect, pwede na pala ang pagbabanta, legal na. O itry nga ninyo, mga kababayan, pagbantaan si Chis Escudero, saka the rest of the senators na bumoto para i-archive na lang na ang original motion is to dismiss. Butit, nang ibabaw si Tito Sen na ma-archive na lang. Di ba?
Pag may pananagutan ba ang isang public officer, sabihin mo na lang na namumuliti ka, iligtas ka na. Hindi ho ba? That's why we still maintain our position that this could have been easier done. Kasi no matter what your decisions, their decisions are, okay lang yun. Kung buboto ba sila, either acquit or to convict, that's entirely up to them. But please, allow the Constitution to work and allow the presentation of evidence to happen. That way, we do not only discuss from among ourselves as politicians or as public officers, but it also give way for the public and for the entire nation to also learn and see whether these allegations are real or not. And we owe to them to give them that due, that what they deserve. Tama po, dapat balikan natin yung accountability because that decision affirms our initial apprehension na baka hindi na patatakasin na sa kapananagutan ang isang nasasakdal, which in this case of the Vice President.
Action should be addressed by the senators.
Tama mga kababayan, si Congressman Joel Chua, itanong sa mga senador kung okay na sa kanila na pagbantaan sila tulad ng pagbabanta ni Sara Duterte sa ating Pangulo. Pwede na sa kanilang pagbantaan rin itong mga galit sa kanilang ginawa, di pagbantaan na rin na papatayin. No joke. Iwan ko po kung ano ang magiging reaksyon nila. Mangontrata na rin tayo. Di sinibing senador ang targetin na mga kababayan. Sabihin din natin na no joke. Anyway, okay sa Vice Presidente. Bakit yung okay sa Vice Presidente na magbanta, hindi okay sa atin? Tama po yung ating logic, ang ating punto. Yun siguro ang dapat gawin nitong mga protesters. Pumunta sa harap ng Senado. Pagkatapos, kung anong ginawa ni Sara, yun ang gawin nila dito sa 19 mga senador. Tingnan natin kung hindi magre-react. Ito naman po, Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream, pinapahid po sa mga pulses in affected area. Mainam po sa paninigas ng mga kaso-kasuan. Ito naman po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Neng siya Red Mix Fruit Drink. Hindi mo po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya mga kababayan sa goji berry. Yung goji berry, may anti-cancer properties. O ngayon, yung mga inquiries ninyo, dumiritso na lang kayo sa aming messenger sa Facebook para masagot namin agad. Ayos pa? Ayos na niya, Mr. Maravilla. But anyway, ito po pala yung aming bagong product na binibenta online. I am worldwide amazing pure organic barley powdered drink mix from Australia. Negosyo to ng aking anak na architect entrepreneur Riz Maravillas. Ayan po. Kontakin na lang po ninyo siya, Riz Maravillas on Facebook. Ang mga health benefits niya, boost immunity, improves digestion, enhance energy levels, pack with antioxidants, prevent cancer. Sa mga naghanap po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. May Grab car rental din po kami. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. Eye Glow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas.